Do you worry about things over which you have no control? You're not alone. Let's talk. I was once flying from Denver, Colorado to Rock Springs, Wyoming. Now, this is not a long flight. It's only about 5 hours if you drive it by car. By plane, it's about an hour. We were supposed to fly out of Denver at 5 o'clock, but there was a blizzard in Rock Springs, and so our flight was delayed. About 11:30, they said, okay, let's get in the plane. We think that there's going to be a window opening up in the storm. We're going to see if we can slip you in. The window never materialized. So after getting on the plane and flying almost all the way to Rock Springs, we just had to turn around, fly back to Denver. 2 hours later, we're walking back across the tarmac, back into the airport. One of the other passengers turns to me and he asks, "What do you do for a living?" I was up there just holding on to the armrest for dear life. And I look over across the aisle at you, and you're sitting there as relaxed as anything. I thought I was an experienced flyer, but what do you do for a living? I was not an experienced flyer by any means. This was only the third trip that I had taken by plane. But I knew as soon as we encountered turbulence that it didn't matter how nervous I got. That was not going to change the outcome of the flight, whether we got to Rock Springs or had to turn back to Denver or went down somewhere in between. I chose to do the only thing that I could do, and that was sit back and enjoy the flight as best I could. I mean, I enjoy roller coasters and all, but this was a midnight flight in a blizzard on a very small plane. In The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Dr. Stephen R. Covey popularized the concept of the circle of concern and the circle of influence. Now, everything in life can be put inside of one of these two circles. Sometimes both, sometimes neither. These circles are very dynamic. They're different for each one of us, and they're even different from day to day. The circle of concern is not everything that worries you. It's concern as in, this doesn't concern you, or to whom it may concern. It's everything that interests you, the things that excite you, the things you work on, your passions, what gets you out of bed in the morning, the reason why you do the things you do. Now, it does also include the things that scare you. If it has your attention, it's in your circle of concern. Now, your circle of influence encompasses everything that you have control over. If you can make a decision that affects the outcome, then it's within your circle of influence. You are at the center of your circle of influence, and probably your circle of concern too. No matter what happens, you can always choose how you are going to respond in any given situation. And that's a great thing. How do you grow your circle of influence? Well, it happens in 3 steps. And if it sounds like the Serenity Prayer, that's because it basically is. So first, you have to accept that some things are outside of your control. I had a personal interest in the outcome of that flight. I wanted to get safely to Rock Springs just like everyone else on board. But I knew that there was no amount of worry or stress or anxiety that I could feel that would help reach that outcome one bit. It was completely up to the pilot and God. Second, change the things that you can. This focuses your attention on your circle of influence. If I had focused on my circle of concern, we might crash. All I could do was sit there and worry and make myself miserable. Instead, I chose to focus on my circle of influence, choosing how I was going to respond to the situation, and so I made the one choice that I had available to me. Sit back and try to enjoy the flight. Third, know the difference. Some things are worth worrying about, but not everything. Basically, if you can act and affect the outcome, then you should take action and do something about it. If it's out of your hands, don't worry about controlling something that you can't control. Knowing whether something is in your circle of influence or circle of concern is the first step in choosing how you're going to respond. Is it possible for your circle of influence to be larger than your circle of concern? Yes, absolutely. We see this all the time. We influence people around us in ways that we don't even realize. Celebrities set trends and define what's cool. Politicians enact laws and set policies that affect our day-to-day lives. Heroes inspire us. When this influence is focused and used responsibly, wonderful and great things can happen. But when that influence is turned inward and we start to focus on the personal power and prestige and the perks that we get for having influence, well, that's when things start to go off the rails, isn't it? It is completely natural for your circle of concern to start out larger than your circle of influence. If it's not, you're living in a bubble and you're never going to be inspired. Growth is the process of expanding our circle of influence outward to take control over a larger portion of our world. Growth happens when we focus on what's already in our circle of influence and we develop the skills and relationships and increase our ability to do more. Self-control and self-discipline are exercised and developed just like any other muscle. In Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl wrote, "Everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way." Your circle of influence is larger than you realize. Oftentimes, we don't act simply because we don't realize that we can. We assume that something is outside of our control without ever checking. At that point, it may as well be. As you focus on acting within your circle of influence, you can safely grow your circle of concern. As you learn to be proactive in small things, you will realize that you can do more and gradually start influencing larger and larger things. You can safely expand your circle of concern because you will be secure and confident knowing that you can make a difference. You do have some element of control over what happens to you. It's not just a crazy world impacting you, but you can do something about it. No matter what else is happening, you can choose how you respond. You can choose what your attitude is. You can choose what your next actions are. And more often than not, you can choose to enjoy the ride. I'm Colter Reed. I'm here to help you get the day-to-day out of the way so that you can stop chasing the dream and start living the dream. If you want to know more, subscribe to the channel. If you thought this video was interesting, hit like. That'll help more people discover it. Before you go, why don't you check out this video? YouTube thinks you'll like it. Or pick a recipe that you want to learn how to make. Start putting together a shopping list for the ingredients that you don't have on hand. I'll see you in the next video.